So how did everybody find the test? If you were doing all your homework and you were following all the corrections, it should have been at least this. The time might have felt short, but otherwise it should have been this for everybody. Visarga Sandhi is indispensable in chanting. Other things you might be able to get away with, but not Sandhi. So anyways, let's take up our test now. Satata yuktaha ye. Here you have you have aha visarga meeting ya, which is a soft consonant. What happens when a meets a soft consonant? It drops. So your answer is going to be satata yukta ye. That's how it should have been written. Bhaktaha tvam. You have an aha meeting a ta. Remember, ta has its own line. What happens? Everyone should remember these ones soon. What happens when namaha meets te? Namaste. This becomes bhaktas tvam. If you did not write the correct joined form, then you did not finish answering the question. It should be written. Sa becomes halant and it joins the tvam. Remember when there's a consonant at the end of the visarga sandhi? When the visarga is replaced with a consonant, the two words join. Okay, bhaktas tvam. If you wrote bhaktas tvam, you got the concept right, that's good, but you didn't get the words joining concept yet. Okay, all right, next one. Cha api. Here there's no visarga, so please don't say aha plus a equals chopi. I hope nobody wrote chopi. There's no visarga here. It should be a plus a equals a. You have to be careful. Where there's visarga, you use visarga sandhi table. Where there's no visarga, you use the vowel sandhi rules. Okay, so this becomes chapi. There's no middle version of this. Nobody should have put a vowel in there. Only this vowel symbol. Okay. Videos on, please. Okay. Continue. Mai aveshya. So here again, there's no visarga. What you have is a e plus a equals. The e is going to turn into a yahalant, and you're going to be left with your a. So now when you write this, it becomes mai ya ve shya. No middle answer. Mai ya ve shya. This double ya, I think, is still giving some people problems. You have to learn it because E is super common, Sandhi. Maya Veshya. Manaha Ye. You have aha meeting yah, which is soft. It becomes O. Now see here. Mano, this is a vowel. So the ye remains separate. You see, if you join them, then when you're reading it, or when you're trying to resolve what the meaning is, you will not know that there is a visarga there. There's no way to know there's a visarga there if you've joined the two. So this must stay separate. It is wrong if it is joined together. You got the first step, means the middle step, right, where you identified the correct visarga, the sandhi rule, I mean, but it has to stay separate. Okay. Nitya yuktaha upasate. We saw this rule, right? No, we didn't see this one yet. Aha plus u, which is a vowel. What happens? Dropped. So your answer becomes Nitya yukta upasate. Again, it stays separate. Nitya yukta upasate. They stay separate. The visarga is just removed between them. Paraya upetaha te. So here now you have two sandhis that have to be applied. The first one is a plus u equals o. And the second one is aha plus tahalan becomes sahalan. Right? So that becomes, now you're going to have to see if you can do it in one go. Otherwise, pa, ra, yo, pe, ta. So far up to here. This is going to get a sahalan. And then it's going to have a te. So that's one. And this, then you join it. Pa, ra, yo, pe, ta, te. Cool? Yuktatamaha mataha. If you didn't do the test, you're going to be writing like mad right now. Okay. Yuktatamaha mataha. Here you have a aha meeting a soft consonant. We saw that. It drops. So your answer is, this thing is just going to be removed in your answer. Yuktatama mataha. And it stays separate. They stay separate. Okay, so that was for applying Sandhi rule. Now for breaking the Sandhi rules, this is where there were more challenges. So now let's see. Tvaksharam. V. When does a V come? When there's a U involved. V with an V equals U plus A. That's how you get V. So then your word is going to be Tu Aksharam. I saw some really funny things. Tu Aksharam, it is supposed to be. Tvaksharam becomes Tu Aksharam. You know, if you say Tu Aksharam fast enough, you'll hear the Sandhi self-apply. And if you say Tvaksharam, you'll hear, oh, there's a U and a in there. You listen carefully and you'll be able to hear the Sandhi yourself. Tu Aksharam. Okay. Sanniyam yendriya. Ya. Ye. There's a A with the ya. So when do you get the ya? Well, the ye here is when there's a ya halant plus, there's a E plus A. But see, the problem now is I wrote the wrong sandhi. I colored the wrong letter here. So if you got this much, we're going to stop here. The actual word is samniyamya indriya grama, right? So there I wrote the wrong sandhi. We're not going to finish off the rest. That's bonus cancellation. The sandhi was actually here. It was a vowel sandhi, a different vowel sandhi. Okay. But if you got this much right, then that's good. Next. Klesho dhikataras tesha. Now this O, if there's an O, you'll be like, oh, is that a vowel sandhi or is that a visarga sandhi? But you cannot be confused here because one, the words are separate, so it's definitely visarga. And two, there's an avagraha. Avagraha only comes with the visarga, right? So then your answer is going to be O is going to turn back into visarga and avagraha is going to turn back into a. So O avagraha is equal to aha and a. So now you're going to put that together for that. That will become kleshaha adhika tara so far. Now this sahalant is also a visarga. What is the sahalant rule? Adhika taras, that sahalant equals, well, there's an a before it. So aha plus tahalant. Adhikataraha tesha. Everyone got that? If you didn't get it, you won't make a mistake again. That's the good thing about making a mistake. When you make a mistake and then you see the correction, if you really see the correction, you won't make the mistake again. Okay? All right. Gatir dukkham. Gatir dukkham. Where does the ra come? Rahalant. I hope everyone saw that was a rahalant. Huh? What comes right before the rahalant? Here you have ihi gatir, right? So it's the e which comes right before. Ihi plus the is a soft. That is the sandhi rule that was used. So now you break it up. Gatihi dukkha. Gatihi dukkha. Dehavadbhiravapyate. Ra is over there. There's no sandhi like ra in this section. So now what will this become? Oh, I mean, you could have mixed it up with vowel. No. No. That would have been ar. So the only option is visarga sandhi. So that rahalant here, what comes before it? E. Ihi. And what comes after? R. R is the sound. Mistakes might have been see, R is the sound. If R is the sound, R halant is the sandhi. So what is the sound that comes right after the R halant? Not V, A. Did everyone catch that? See. Let me write it. The word is bhir. Let's write it in broken. From here to here. Bhairava. Bhahalant. A. Rahalant. A. Vahalant. A. That's the breakdown of the word, the original word here, right? Bhairava. So now what's going to happen? the ra halant is going to change back into visarga. So what is before the visarga? E. What is after the visarga? If you are not clear about the breakup of sounds, you will get confused here. So therefore, the original words become they have. Oh, this is supposed to be halan. They have vad, not vada. Please put the halan there. They have vad. Bhihi and avavyate. Dehavadbhihi avapyate. Anyways, that wouldn't have affected your answer, but the actual word is dehavad, not dehavada. Okay, cool. How many people got that one right? Okay, good to know. Okay, ananye neva. Oh, so many still remaining. Ananye neva. That will be what? That one is easy. A equals a or a plus a or a. Correct? That's a rule? Okay. So then the answer here will be ananyena eva. If you wrote ananyena or eva, that's okay. Not eva, eva. That's okay. But these are the two correct words. Ananyena and eva. Videos, please. Okay. Dhyayanta upasate. You have a, now see these two words are separated. That means there's definitely a visarga there. This should have been like super easy to get correct. You just put two little dots and you're good to go. Here you have an aha plus u, and you'll see that the rule is it dropped. That's why it's missing. Mayeva. Mayeva. Yeah, oh, this is the one we did. Ye will become Yahaland plus A. I don't color this A because it will be too easy for you all to identify them. You have to think a little bit. That is why I don't color it, Not because I forget. Too easy otherwise. Ye is Yahaland plus A. Oh, sorry, not Yahaland. Ye is A plus A, Sandhi rule. So then your answer becomes Mai and Eva. Mayeva, Mai Eva. There's no two options, This is not, oh, I wrote the other version. There's only one answer when you break up the ya sandhi. Mai. Tato ma. You also should, now you should be able to figure it out. Oh, means it breaks into visarga. In fact, this is how I annotate in my Gita. When I was learning to chant, and then you reach a word in the middle of a, when you reach an end of a pada, and the visarga is not there, and you have to break it yourself, I used to cut it and put the visarga. This was my annotation. You'll see my Gita has like this. The answer here is tato. It's aha plus ma, which is a soft, becomes o. Nobody should have written the. Over here, if you wrote the visarga, well, that's like -10. That's not allowed. Let me put it here. Big wrong. Api, oh, last one. Api asamartho si. Oh, look, I didn't join this one. You guys are lucky. I left it separate. It's supposed to be api asamartho si. Okay, so it's just this one Sandhi we had to do. Asamartho si. We saw this rule just now. Aha and a equals o avagraha. So that becomes asamartha asi. If you are having trouble with Visarga Sandhi, the breakup part, well, the best thing to do is to take your Bhagavad Gita and look at it. Any verse, all the verses have Sandhi. All of these words are from chapter 12. If you know chapter 12, this would have been sounding extremely, extremely familiar. I don't make up these words. I just take verses itself, right? So now if you want to practice, you can take up chapter 12 and continue. I think this might be verse 5 or 6 around there. Kleshodika. Yeah, no, it's a little later in the chapter. You just take up the verses and you go through them. Many Gitas have the full verse and then they have each word broken up. So you look at the full verse and you try to see if you can find a sandhi, and then you check and see if you are correct. You try and find a sandhi and you check if you are correct. That is the best way to try and get familiar with sandhi. See how many examples can we give in class? Eventually you have to just keep trying, no? So if you're still struggling, that is the best thing to do. If you want, who wants more examples for breakup? Oh, many people. Okay, fine. I'll send some more examples, bonus examples for everyone to keep practicing and get. Okay. All right. So this brings us to the end of our Visarga Sandhi test take-up. I'll just take a couple minutes now and tell you all that today is our last class. I mean, today was supposed to be our last class, but we're keeping a month for study, and then we'll have one more final week of classes. We'll review everything, and then we'll do our final test for this section. You know, you actually don't know how much Sanskrit you already know until you learn just a little more and you realize how strong your foundation is. True story, I was in Bharat. This was a few years ago, maybe like just before COVID. I was at one of our ashrams in South India, and there was a master's student from Oxford University. And she was telling me that she studies Sanskrit at Oxford University, proper Sanskrit course she's studying. You know, these simple, simple things that we're learning in this class, she wasn't clear on and she was struggling. And at the end, she was like, "Can I take pictures of your book?" And I was like, "But you're at Oxford University." So you don't know. These simple, simple things are what makes a strong foundation for your lifetime of Sanskrit learning. Don't underestimate how much you've learned or how clear your understanding is. If you're able to fully understand everything we've done in this class so far, you've learned more than 50% of Sanskrit in just 10 weeks. Can you imagine? 10 weeks. This would equivalent maybe a whole year of a university course or something, what we've been able to achieve in these 10 weeks. So congratulations for sticking to it. Those of you who are still here, some of you are forced to be here, sorry. Some of you are here because of your own selves. Congratulations. Um, I'm very happy that we've been able to study like this every day. It's a really special thing to learn Sanskrit. I hope that you've got a little bit of love, at least, for this indescribable language. Huh? Okay. If anyone would like to offer Guru Dakshina, as you all know, is a traditional offering of gratitude that we give to our Guru Parampara for the knowledge that we have gotten. I didn't make up Sanskrit. I didn't make up Sanskrit grammar. I didn't make up Sanskrit grammar rules. I didn't make up the way to teach. I just have the opportunity to share this. And so all the Guru Dakshina that is given out of gratitude is given actually to Bhagavan. And none of it comes to me. It goes to Chinmay Mission so that this work can continue, so that more people can be reached and more people can fall in love with Sanskrit, with Sanatana Dharma. That is what it is. So that is from the side of giving. Actually, in our tradition, we say Guru Dakshina is optional, but you'll also hear things like, unless when you get something, unless you give in return, the equivalent of the value that you've gotten, your karmic cycle is not complete. You have to give. That is, I mean, the law of karma. But Guru Dakshina is optional here in Chinmay Mission. We don't charge for these classes. I'm sure if you went for this course somewhere else, I mean, you can guess how much that kind of course would be. But we belong to an ancient Rishi tradition that gives knowledge freely. So if anyone would like to offer Guru Dakshina, like I said, it's optional. Wherever you are, you can offer. I'll send this in the group also. In Guyana, you can send an MMG or drop it to the ashram. Just coordinate with Vajotji, he's there. In Trinidad, you can bring it to the ashram. We're here. Please come say Hari Om if you do come by. And or you can drop it by Ms. Hema in the office. In the US, you can send a Zelle, or if you want the PayPal check wire transfer info, just message me. Canada is e-transfer, or if you want check or wire info, let me know. And then other countries, I don't think we have any other countries here. Our Ghana representatives haven't come around to learning Sanskrit yet. Okay, so that brings us to the end. Now you all might be wondering how many marks you got for your test. Well, let me tell you, actually, the marks is not important. So to remind yourselves marks is not important. We're not going to calculate it today. You're going to keep practicing. You're going to keep learning. You're going to keep getting better. And let me tell you all one more thing. Monday to Friday, holiday for Sanskrit. Class is off. That doesn't mean no class for the Pandit class, huh? You're excited too early. Monday to Friday, no Sanskrit class. From the following Monday, which will be the 18th, I believe, 17th or 18th, like that. Oh, 18th. I will be having a reading and writing practice class. Very slow, letter by letter, word by word. We will practice reading. We will practice writing. If there's anyone here who's still struggling to read and write, feels they're not fast enough, you can come to that class. Same link we'll use. 3 weeks, we'll do reading and writing practice. No grammar, only reading and writing practice for 3 weeks. Then in the 4th week, we'll come back to do our review and our final test for this class. How does that sound? Okay, I forgot to send this mala table. Part of your review will include writing it and saying it to yourselves over and over again. Get familiar with it, and we'll talk more about it when we meet in September. Okay, so September 1st, tentative start date for our final week of class. Okay, it's been wonderful seeing you all every morning. Sometimes everyone's half asleep, sometimes everyone's super awake, but you all showed up anyways. So thank you all for coming, and I'll do closing prayer now. And after closing prayer, if anyone wants to ask anything from the test or anyone wants to say anything, you're welcome to do so. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Shri Satya Sanatan Dharma ki jai. Hara Hara Namah Parvati Pataye. Hara Hara Mahadev. Om Tat Sat.